Hello, my dearest students. Welcome back. I know. Exams are just around the corner, and sometimes geography can feel like a huge mountain to climb. But don't you worry one bit. Today, we're going on a super quick virtual tour, our very own Bharat Darshan, to revise all the most important points. So let's get started. There's this amazing story. Way back in 1984, squadron leader Rakesh Sharma, the very first Indian to travel to space, was asked by our Prime Minister at the time, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, how does India look from up there? And his reply was just so beautiful. He said, Sare Jahan se acha. It's better than the whole world. And that's the feeling we're going to start with today. And just look at this. Wow, this picture really proves his point, doesn't it? Our beautiful Bharat as seen from space. So today, we're going to take this amazing bird's eye view and fly over the 5 main geographical regions of our country. I promise this will make studying for your exams feel super easy and, actually interesting. Ready for takeoff? Our tour begins right at the top, in the north, with the magnificent crown of India, the Himalayas. They stand like a giant, powerful wall protecting us. And the name itself is so cool. It comes from Sanskrit. Hima means snow, and Alaya means home or abode. So the Himalayas are literally the abode of snow. So how were these massive mountains even born? It's an incredible story. Crores and crores of years ago, the landmass that is now India was slowly drifting northwards. And then, bam! It collided with the giant Eurasian landmass. Just imagine you push a carpet or a rug from one end. See how it wrinkles and folds up? That's exactly how the land buckled and rose up to form the Himalayas. Now listen up, this is a super important point for your exams. The Himalayas aren't just one mountain range. They're actually 3 parallel ranges, one after the other. You have to remember these 3 names. First, the Himadri, the tallest one, always covered in snow. Then comes the Himachal, where you'll find all our favorite hill stations, like Shimla and Manali. And finally, at the bottom are the Shivaliks, the foothills, which are full of dense forests. And why are these snowy mountains so important to us? Well, because they are the birthplace of our greatest rivers. All that snow melts and feeds mighty rivers like the Ganga, the Indus, and the Brahmaputra. They provide water to crores and crores of people. That's why people call the Himalayas the water tower of Asia. This picture here, that's Gomukh, the very spot where our holy Ganga begins its long journey. Just amazing. Okay, so all that water from the mountains has to go somewhere, right? Our virtual flight is now following the path of these rivers, heading south into the huge heartland of India, the plains and the deserts. So as these rivers flow down from the Himalayas, they carry with them this really fine, super fertile soil. It's called alluvium. They deposit the soil over a massive area, creating what we call the northern plains. This land is so rich that it's known as India's food bowl. And it makes sense, right? Because there's so much food and water, this is also one of the most populated places in the entire world. Okay, now let's take a sharp turn and fly westwards to a totally different world, the Great Indian Desert, also called the Thar Desert. It's this huge stretch of sand, and when the wind blows, it creates these beautiful, wavy hills of sand that we call sand dunes. Now hold on, when you hear the word desert, you're probably thinking of scorching heat, right? Sun, sand. But what if I told you that a desert can also be freezing cold? Yep, it's true. Welcome to Ladakh, India's very own cold desert. The landscape here is so strange and beautiful that they call it moonland. In winter, the temperature can drop below -30 degrees Celsius. Brr. And hey, I'm sure so many of you recognize this incredible place. It's the famous Pangong Tso Lake that you've probably seen in movies or all over your Instagram feed. Okay, everybody, seatbelts on again. Our tour is now heading way down south to the oldest, most ancient part of India. First things first, a very important word for your exams, a peninsula. It's actually really simple. It's just a piece of land that has water on 3 sides. Just think about southern India. We have the Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean all around it. See? A peninsula. And what about a plateau? Think of it like a giant tabletop. It's a high piece of land, but it's flat on top. Since southern India is both of these things, we just put the words together and call it the Peninsula Plateau. Easy peasy.
Now, the edges of this giant tabletop are bordered by two hill ranges called the Ghats. And please pay attention because comparing them is a very common exam question. On the west, you have the Western Ghats. They are tall and continuous, like one long wall. But on the east, you have the Eastern Ghats, which are a bit lower and are broken into smaller hills by all the rivers flowing through them.
From that high plateau, let's swoop down to the beautiful edges of our country, our super long coastline and our stunning islands. So here's a quick summary for you. First, our coastline is massive. It's over 7,500 kilometers long, and we have two main groups of islands. Just remember this simple difference for your exam, okay? The Lakshadweep Islands are in the Arabian Sea, and they're made of coral. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are in the Bay of Bengal, and they were formed from volcanoes.
All right, our Bharat Darshan is almost over. I really hope you enjoyed the flight. Now, before we land, let's have a quick rapid-fire revision round to make sure you remember everything. These are very important for your exams.
First question. Think back to when we were flying over those yellow mustard fields. Why is that area so fertile and packed with so many people? Take a moment, think about it. And here's the answer. It's all because of that magic fertile soil called alluvium that the Himalayan rivers bring down with them. More fertile soil means more food, and more food means more people can live there. Simple.
Okay, next one. This is a super popular question. You'll see it everywhere. Can you name the 3 parallel ranges of the Himalayas that we talked about?
The answer is the Himadri, the Himachala, and the Shivalik. Excellent. I am so sure you all got that one right. Well done.
So, to wrap it all up nice and neat, here are the 5 major geographical regions we've covered on our tour. This single slide is a perfect summary of your entire chapter. Seriously, you can just take a screenshot of this for a quick last-minute revision.
And with that, our tour ends here for today. But of course, there is so much more to see and learn about our incredible country. I really hope this quick trip helped you. Study well, stay confident, and always remember how amazing our Bharat is. All the very best for your exams, my dear students. You are all going to do wonderfully.